basically, I had the idea for ages. It's the only song on the record that I've written for her. Because every time that we used to friends around for dinner, basically, if she was cooking, it wasn't so much. But if I was cooking, I would just be in the kitchen and I would just hear these kind of gales of laughter coming from the other room, and she would just be in full flow and people would be laughing. And as I began to think, well, maybe I'm getting the Ernie Wise in this relationship.
That makes me Eric Morecambe, does it?
But yeah, I just like that. I love the idea of it because, you know, comic partnerships, they're just such beautiful things, and they bring people just such joy and happiness. You know, that I think probably, you know, if someone is, and they are like lovers, they're partners, they need each other, they need it, and also they need to present this kind of life. And I just thought it was a really, you know, kind of appropriate image for knowing your partner
and knowing your place in the relationship, I suppose.
Mount Juliet is just about 15 miles to the west of Nashville, and over the course of going to Nashville over the last 3 or 4 years, I've got to know it because my friend Tom Utz lives there, who's a guitarist mainly with Nancy Griffith's Blue Moon Orchestra, and I got to know Tom through Nancy, and we just decided to write. We wrote another song on the record, and I just said to him the last time I was there, I said, I'm going to come out and write. And it was one of these great occasions where the hurricane had been coming through Nashville, and wasn't sure whether I should go out in the car or not, but did, and it just came through this amazing sort of storm. I think probably anyone who'd had a bit of sense wouldn't have left the hotel, but I didn't know much about it. So it just came through this amazing storm. We got to Tom's house, and we just said, well, you know, what we're going to write about. And I said, well, I went to see the Hall of Fame in downtown, and they had a thing about John Hartford and a special thing about Gentle on My Mind. I said, well, I'd like to write a new version of Gentle on My Mind. I said, oh, that's good, but where do you want to go with that? I said, well, the other thing is, I don't know what I want to do. I said, so we started looking at ideas. And I said, well, I had this kind of thing for years that I was fascinated by the logo on the top of the New York Post Office building, which is dedicated to postal workers. So neither heat, nor cold, nor day nor night, or gloom of night. Neither heat nor dark nor gloom of night. Anyway, it's basically saying that postal workers, whatever the weather conditions, will make their way through and deliver a letter. I said, there's something about that idea that I like, and he liked the idea a lot, and we discussed it. We just wanted to kind of create a song about the struggle that it is for human beings to make contact with each other and
to stay in contact.
And to stay in contact with each other. That's right. So it became kind of like about a letter that was sent, and it just kind of bounces back and forward. And so we just picked up the places that have been significant places in the record: really. Glasgow, New York, Stockholm, and Nashville,
and Mount Juliet,
and
which isn't Nashville.
Yeah. So I kind of think in some ways it kind of threads together a lot of the other songs, and I like the fact that it goes bonkers halfway through it. It just changes tempo.
Gloria is a song that I started. I had this chorus which didn't really have a word going with it. It was just really an ah, and I was just playing it on the guitar, and I liked the melody of it, and I loved the space for harmonies. And then I thought, no, it needs a word, and it kind of came out of me was Gloria. And I suppose to me it was just again a celebration and a joyfulness of life and of the world. But that had to be balanced with the reality that, you know, it's not all like that. It's not all a celebration, and there's a lot of shit in your life as well. So Ricky very helpfully came in and wrote the verses which show the downside of life, and just about finding the beauty in the ordinary things that make up your day. And
I was John Lennon to Lorraine's Paul McCartney.